In Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 3, Solomon states, "If the clouds are full of rain, they empty themselves on the earth. And if a tree falls to the south or to the north, in the place where the tree falls, there it will lie." To illustrate this verse, I'm going to use two bodies of water, the Sea of Galilee and the Dead Sea, which are both really lakes. First, let us look at the Sea of Galilee. The Jordan River flows from the north and partly helps fill it. Another thing that fills the Sea of Galilee is springs from within. Isn't that interesting? Springs from inside help fill this lake. The Sea of Galilee is teeming with life. Also, when looked at on a map, some say it's shaped like a heart. And just like a heart pumps blood that comes in, out, the Sea of Galilee also has the southern part of the Jordan River that flows out of it. Now the other sea. The other sea is the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is to the south, and the water that flows from the Sea of Galilee into the Jordan fills the Dead Sea. But why is the Dead Sea dead? I mean, nothing lives in the Dead Sea. Unlike the Sea of Galilee, where you can swim, you are not allowed to swim in the Dead Sea. You have to float. The Dead Sea is filled with so much minerals and salt that if you get too much of it in your eyes, you can go blind. Too much of it in your stomach, you can die. But why does nothing live in the Dead Sea? I believe nothing lives in the Dead Sea because what comes in doesn't go out. What comes in doesn't go out. The first part of the verse says, "If the clouds are full of rain, they empty themselves on the earth." God did not call you to be stingy. We must be generous. We cannot keep the good news about Jesus to ourselves. When Christians only get filled and never share the goodness, then they are becoming like the Dead Sea. Not really putting any effort, just floating through life. Instead of being in an anomaly, they live life nominally. Instead of being an anomaly, they live life nominally. The second half of the verse states, "And if a tree falls to the south or to the north, in the place where the tree falls, there it will lie." Like this tree, our lives will one day end. Death physically will knock on all of our doors. We all come and go like the wind and the shores. We are finite beings, so live life to the fullest. The only way to live a life full is to have an outlet. What God is pouring in must also be poured out. God, being the source, fills us, if indeed He is your source, from within. But what comes in has to go out. So, be like the Sea of Galilee and not the Dead Sea.